I'm really happy to be here. And before I start with the topic information security awareness and the questions how to raise information security awareness and why should we do this, I start with the location of my university because maybe you will ask where is Wildau. And here you see Wildau is located in the southeast of Berlin, the capital in Germany. And we are a young and small university founded after the fall of the wall. And we have our own station for local trains. And we have a long traditional industrial history. So we combine modern innovation technology with old history, and here you have some impressions of our university. The outline of my talk you will see here. First I give you some background, then we go deeper in the question what is information security awareness, and then I want to show you some results of several research projects and, of course, a summary and at least. So, as you know, government digital agendas worldwide go hand in hand with the digital transformation of processes in businesses and public administrations, as well as the digital changes taking place in the whole society. So, you know, digitization affects all areas of life, and as you know, ICT, information communication technology, transmits and processes and stores large amounts of data and a wide variety of information. That's the background. That's why security becomes important. So we have several different terms of security. One is information security, and this is more a general term. Here it is to protect information of all types, regardless if it's on paper, in the computer, or in the employee's mind. Then we have IT security. There is a focus on the electronically stored data. And then we have the term cybersecurity. There is an additional focus on the comparable networks as internet and so on. However, what type or term you use, they have all the same protection goals. And here you see the protection goals. First, we have confidentiality. This means requires protection against unauthorized access. Then we have integrity. It refers on one hand to ensure the correctness of data, and of the other hand, the correctness of the operation systems and the processes. Then we have availability, means that services, the function of IT systems, applications, networks, data, and so on, are available all the time when they have to be used. Then we have authentication, and this is the point the second speaker spoke about, the problems of this. Then we have commitment, and here we have two different sides. We have a technical side and an organizational side, and concerning the awareness, the organizational side is also very important because the institutions want, of course, commitment of all employees for their basic processes. And we have reliability, and this means something like correctness, robustness, and fail-proofness. So I want to remind you what are the basic processes, and we live with threats. Threats become dangerous then when IT possesses corresponding vulnerabilities. What are these? These are gaps in security of a system or of software or of organization and processes. So all in all, these weaknesses are exploited by attacks, and attacks lead to disadvantages, losses, and could be called damage. This damage, of course, are risks. And if the damage is not negligible, then the threats are referred to risks. And this means that we have, from the very first begin of our core business processes, we have to make a risk management and have to analyze our business processes to get aware of the security we need for these processes. All in all, you have to have in mind that IT security is really among us. You can't do it just by sight. Security is not a feature. Security is a process. And security must be planned from the very beginning, as I said. So from the very beginning, you have to analyze your processes and the corresponding IT landscape. You have to analyze your organizational structures, and with your people, you have to build up a corporate safety and security culture. So, IT security means a state in which the risks posed by the use of IT due to the threats presented above are limited to an acceptable level and through adequate safeguards. So we have two problems. What is the acceptable level, and what are adequate safeguards? So we have, this is different from enterprise to enterprise, from organization to organization, it is different. That's why you have to analyze your core processes to find the acceptable level and the adequate safeguards. And I have to say, safeguards in the meaning of security rules must be livable. It doesn't, if you have a long list of things you have to do, but it isn't practical and you can't live it in your daily work, then it is a problem for the organization. Many things are done with the technical solutions, and of course we need technical solutions, but have in mind that all these terms of security are about much more than technology, because the information systems involve human beings, and human beings don't act every day in the sense they should act. So that's the background to think about awareness. What is awareness? If you think about this term, awareness, information security awareness, then it's getting complex too. So it's not easy to define what awareness is. And we have, if you go, we have a lot of interpretations about this term. We looked at scientific literature And we can say that most literature includes these three components as a basic of information security awareness. There we have attitude. This means what employees or people think or what opinions they have. Then we have knowledge. That means what people know about information security and vulnerabilities. And then, of course, we have the behavior, how the actual behavior of people looks like. And the problem in this field is that there is no linear connection. That's the problem. So one person can have knowledge about information security aspects, but the behavior is different and doesn't correspond to the knowledge. So we have no linear outcome of this. Also, we know from studies that it is very important the attitude of a person. So the question is how to develop attitudes, how to develop values, so in this context. One more aspect is that studies shows that the particular context is important. Our studies shows that people have knowledge about several things in information security, but in a special situation, they don't know what to do. And this is really a problem, how to train these people. Well, often it's done with trainings, with knowledge trainings. But remind, it's not only knowledge. Yes, that's a problem. So from a psychological point of view, we found that awareness, security awareness, is less concerned with knowledge. Knowledge is a part, but it's not the main part for a behavior, for a strong security behavior. In our opinion, we have to sensitize people as a first step, to sensitize and then to train. For me, these are two different parts of the story. The first step is to sensitize, and then we have to go into in-depth trainings for special issues concerning the concrete work the people have to do. And we developed a so-called spiral of transformative interaction. I don't want to go into too deep, but here on the right side you see the organizational structures with the top-down processes and rules, and on the other side, on the left side, you see the learning process from information, qualification, knowledge, and so on. And in the middle, the employees. We found the main point for sensitization is you have to create emotion for information security, and these emotions are part of the motivation to go deeper in this field. So this is a very main point for our research, to say sensitization must be in a sense that we really involve people in the situation. We show them directly what's going on, and that they have an emotionally aspect of this information security. So that's the background, and now I want to show some examples The first example is a project with and for small and medium enterprises, and their game-based learning come into play, because this emotionalization for sensitization we do with analog gaming. Analog gaming in a digital world. So here you see some examples, and afterwards in the workshop I will show it in concrete, and you can play it if you want. So for social engineering, here social engineering as an attack on human beings, there no technology helps you. You have to sensitize your employees if you want to do really something against social engineering. And this attack is growing. Then we have all the situation going abroad, that is security on the go, or we have the social networks, or we have phishing mails. So we have different topics, and for these important topics in the field of information security, we developed such analog games for sensitization. We call this altogether the security arena, and this could be done as a circle training, so it is very flexible to use. But, remind, analog games. Why? Why analog games? Because our life is analog. So the point is, in this information security area, you can't see the bits and bytes. You can't touch the bits and bytes. And you can't eat them. So you have to make, through sensitization, you have to give emotionally motivation to understand what's going on in this field. Next, the next project, we did this with our students as job beginners for enterprises and administrations, and also we developed further analog serious games. In this case, you see a board game deals with common situations that many of the people and personal information must be given to services, and it's a game for data protection. Then we also developed a role play for or against social engineering, and it's not finished. This role game is not finished, unfortunately. It's really a nice game, but it is too complex. So our research shows that these different topics in information security, we have to rapidly reduce the complexity, that people understand what is the real strong thing behind such a topic. And of course, we also develop some digital versions, and it's not only analog, but both sides have different advantages. With the analog games, we have this situation to get emotionalization of the people, and with the digital versions, these are independent of time and space. It's clear, so it's more an individual check, what have we learned. The next project, the current project, is a gender security project. There is the question, how can we get more women in this field? Because worldwide only 11% is a proportion of women in IT and information security. And we do this currently with 4 different events. We look at job profiles with the questions, can we make improvements in the descriptions of such jobs. Then we do interviews to give experience from women working in this field, and we build up portraits of female role models because there is a lack of these role models. Then we go into schools, and that is the point the first speaker mentioned, this self-efficacy. So this is really different from girls and boys. And we want, with these events, we want to raise this self-efficacy. And then we have to inform teachers and parents to encourage them. What we will have is another school project because we want to be also, or raise awareness also by pupils. And in this case, this project will start in September this year, and in this case, the topic should be adapted to the specific situation of the pupils in the different schools, and we have we think about three different classes and topics in three different levels of difficulty. And one aspect is that the students from the higher classes should become security advisors for the younger pupils. That's the background for this new common project. So, let me summarize our experience. Information security, in our opinion, needs information security awareness of all people, and information security awareness needs sensitization as a first step. And sensitization you can do with game-based learning, also with analog game-based learning, and what is very important, with interactive methods. And this is also the point corresponding to the first talk this day to create an involvement of people in the real-world situations in information security. And interactive methods means be active together, team-based discussions, discussions about own experiences and expectations, and storytelling concerning the real-world processes that we think this is the way to get people involved and to raise an understanding for information security. Thank you.